shit. I don't either.
What is your American dream?
That my daughters can grow up and do anything they want to do. That's my American dream.
My American dream is an America that's unified and diverse and, filled with understanding and compassion and love.
My American dream is I hope that we can all just live equally and freely without prejudice, without ignorance.
I want to create a business. I want to focus on build my charity, start in America, build a charity.
My American dream is that we can live in a country where we don't necessarily agree on absolutely everything, but we can respect each other and we can work towards making the country better together, because that's what it's all about.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
And this should go right here. Oh, hello. Hi, everyone. I'm just working on the board, working on the schedule of the show. Don't tell the executive producer, though. Anyway, in case you missed Tuesday's show, we had Bomba John Bomba on. He's a Hollywood actor and filmmaker who starred in The Black Panther and is a recurring character on the sitcom The Good Place, to name a few of his many, many roles. Unfortunately, he's also a DACA recipient, and he's so brave, he's come out to talk about it and to ask Hollywood to help all the hundreds of thousands of dreamers out there. We also had Anna Ascona on, and she interviewed Linda Gang, who talked to her about her family's immigration story from Asia and gave us a lesson on cigars. Who knew they took 2 years to cure? So we missed yesterday's show because of a snowstorm, but we're back. Jonathan will be co-hosting today. We're so excited. What's going to be on today's show? Stay tuned.
Hello! Just in time! You know what? We couldn't have planned it any better. As we were about to go on and welcome everybody, I just got unplugged. Literally, I moved in my chair, and all of a sudden, all the plugs that are attached to me, it's like, you know what? Before I go on the show, there's like, if like Jill and Pat Rice and Muta Ali, if they were like medical doctors, I would be like having surgery right now. They hooked me up to more different wires here, and all of a sudden, I just moved to make myself comfortable. 5 seconds before the show was going to go on, and everything became unplugged. But welcome everybody. We got it all going now, and we're going to be live. We are live, and welcome everybody to our show right now. And on I believe this is the Brad Show Live. I want to say hello to Tamika Nelson, who's the first person in the entire world to say hello to me today on my own show. And Wendy Brown and Patrona Collins, Tanetso Bless Robinson, Ma Dukes, Velma Gale, Princess Martin Uniqueness, Brenda Norton, Christy Consali, Tanetso Bless Robinson, Malaya Lobin Robinson. Hey, Mania's just giving us one of those. Patrona Collins, Dembasel, Wendy Brown. Who else we got here? Anybody else? A lot of exciting people. I'm like, anyone exciting? Everybody's exciting. Barbara Lord, Kanisha, Dionne Watson. Oh my God, I can go on. Marsha Whitaker, Ma Dukes. Ma Dukes has joined us, as well as Lisa Bling Rose on Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. Christy Consali watching on both feeds. She is going she's I don't want to make I was about to say something and then it would sound like I was saying something sexual about her. But she's on both feeds. That's really what's important. And Watson on Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein already asking your questions. We're going to get to all of your immigration questions in about, I got to get myself comfortable here, in about 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes or so. Michelle Harris, Stacey Ann Hodge, hello. Beverly Thompson, and everybody else in the Brad Squad, hello, 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 hello. And I want to welcome with us Jonathan and our social media queen. You are back. As the groundhog said, you are back. And, or as I would say, back and better than ever.
There we go.
And welcome again. And you're going to be joining us regularly now.
I am.
So as part of, you know what? I want you to know something. It
What's
really
up?
wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
You know, because we bring on different people on to the show. Okay, it's Brad Squad.
Hey.
They're the ones that you thank them, not me. Okay, I'm just
Thank you guys.
I'm just the messenger. Okay, it's the Brad Squad that hired you. Everyone's like, bring that Jonathan back. Where is he? Bring that Jonathan back. And of course, our Belgium connection via Belgium connection. Like you're dealing drugs here.
Yeah,
it's our Belgium connection.
Belgian plug.
The Belgium queen of all of social media. Now I got to go back this way now. The Belgium queen of all of social media. Belgium Kim. Oh boy. Belgium Kim. I called you King. Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
Also known as social media queen. Also known as the lady who's going to ask all of your immigration questions to me in a few minutes. Leave your questions right now. What are you dancing? What are you doing?
We feel really good about ourselves.
Show me again.
Just go close up on Jonathan.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
TV.
Hello.
All right.
I just want to
By the way, before we go, we got a lot of calls already. So Angela from Hartford, Connecticut, we're going to be getting to you. Marie from Queens, we're going to be getting to you. Sue from Des Moines, Iowa, we're going to be getting to you. Mary from Los Angeles, we're coming to you. Maria from the Bronx, Cheryl from Willingboro, New Jersey, all on hold, and a whole bunch of other people too. So our lines are wide open right now. So if you call 1-800-529-5465, you will be able to get your immigration questions asked and answered. 1-800-529-5465. If you're a little shy like Jonathan and Belgium Kim over here, you don't like to, ham it up a little bit, you don't like, you're a little shy, then leave your questions on Facebook, and Belgium Kim and Jonathan will be asking them of me in a few minutes.
Awesome.
Okay, we have a new slogan, by the way. We're going to test it out.
Yes.
Okay, you ready? Drum roll, please. New slogan.
We have real slogans.
Let's try again. Drum roll, please. New slogan.
Oh, I like that.
Come for the immigration. No drum roll.
No.
Okay, but new slogan for the Brad Show. Come for the immigration. Stay for the fun.
Come for the
immigration. You like that? Stay for the fun. You like that, right?
I love it.
That's our new slogan. Come for the immigration. Stay for the fun. And by the way, I had a lot of fun earlier. I was not in the office.
Okay.
Seems to be a usual occurrence these days.
I noticed that, Brad. Were you playing hooky? What was the deal there?
Jill, Jilly Bean, our executive producer, amazing executive producer. Before she had a life before us, believe it or not. I try not to believe. She said to me, Brad, before you monopolized 23 out of 24 hours of my day, I did have a life beforehand.
She did.
And she produced a short video that was up for the Synopsis Short Form, that was up for an award at the Synopsis Short Form Digital Festival, which is the premiere. This is it. That's the name of it. It's called the Songs of Beulah Rally. It is the premiere. It is basically the Academy Awards for digital short videos. So her husband, Jilly Bean, as I call her, had prior engagement. So she invited me She invited me instead. She invited me instead in place of her husband, her work husband.
Right.
There we are. There we are.
And what
Me
a
and
beautiful
Jilly
work
Bean.
couple you guys make.
Yes. Paul.
Got some competition.
Paul has a little competition there now. And so and then there is with me Mary Lee Cortez is on the side. She's the singer and musician. And it was up. And by the way, Jilly Bean, she has this little production company called Jill Go Productions.
Right.
Okay. She's up against like videos done by Viacom, Nickelodeon,
BET,
NBC, Universal. I mean, like major players.
Right.
Just to even be nominated in the entire United States short form video music, to be nominated is amazing. She came in third place, so congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations to Jilly Bean. And by the way, if you want and that was the entire team with their picture. And I don't know, where do you go on YouTube to see this? If anybody wants to see the video, Jilly Bean? She's right there with the, I'm expecting, nope, we don't know. I don't hear anything.
I think, yeah. If you go
there
to
we
YouTube.
go, now I'm hearing.
Ah.
Okay. The
If you go to
Sounds of
YouTube,
Beulah Rally on YouTube. Now I hear.
Perfect.
Okay, I think what happened was I got disconnected, so I didn't even hear her. Now I hear everything.
There we
I hear
go.
everything.
There
So
we go.
congratulations. Groundhog Sam, there he is. He's excited. He's at Jilly Bean's desk with the award.
Look at him.
Congratulations to Jilly Bean.
He's so proud.
Yeah, and we're proud here at the Brad Show Live that we have an executive producer that's in very good company there.
Man,
okay,
are
that
you
just
kidding?
shows what kind of good interviewer I am. I thought about that. I'm like, wow, I interview.
Great to make it about
Right, yeah, it's always Jilly Bean wins an award, and it's all about Brad.
Yeah,
All right, and I'm like, wow, I really picked a good person.
You're right.
Kudos to me. I should get the award.
Right.
I should get the award. Right?
Congratulations, Brad. That was quite a feet.
Quite a feet, right? To hire.
Did you in the speech?
Yeah, she did it. I heard nothing.
Wow. You
All
worked
right.
so hard for that. Well done.
I worked very hard. All right. So for all of you know, in Austin, you can stay safe tonight, by the way.
Yes.
The Austin bomber blew himself up. Nobody seems to know why he was doing this. He left a 25-minute rambling message about himself. Unfortunately, he did kill 2 people. He injured 6. But thank God it wasn't worse than that. We are obviously our hearts and condolences to the people who died and were injured, but we're thankful that he was caught. Nobody knows why he did this. It's weird.
Yeah, and he didn't mention that in his video, which you would think 20 minutes you would explain at some point why.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Now Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. Okay,
My aunt and my uncle.
Goals.
That's your aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
They're my relationship goals.
They wrote a letter to the survivors of the shooting in Florida. It says, wow, whose handwriting is this? I can't even read their handwriting. All right.
It's Barack Obama's
It's Barack Obama's handwriting?
Yeah.
Right. It says, we wanted to let you know how inspired we have been by the resilience, resolve, and solidarity that you have all shown in the wake of unspeakable tragedy. Not only have you supported and comforted each other, but you've helped awaken the conscience of the nation. Very true. And challenged decision makers to make the safety of our children the country's top priority. Throughout our history, young people like you have led the way in making America better. There may be setbacks. You may sometimes feel like progress is slow in coming, but we have no doubt you are going to make an enormous difference in the days and years to come, and we will all be there for you. Barack Obama, Michelle Obama. Now that to me, why can't we have leaders like that?
Right.
Okay, why can't we have leaders? Why can't we have leaders like that inspire and say, you know what? Yeah, our children's safety is our top priority. Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
We did have leaders like that.
We did.
Unfortunately, we don't have them anymore.
I say we do like how we do in my mom's country in Eritrea and just keep a president for 26 years, you know?
If it's
No, because we don't want this guy. We don't want this guy.
It depends which
Not this one.
side.
I'm talking about for
The last
now,
one, yeah.
Now, what happened today? What happened today with our current leader, and I put it in quotes, leader. Okay,
Kinda.
I'll give you his top lawyer resigned.
Wow.
Okay.
Ty-
Now we don't. No, not Ty Cobb.
Not Ty Cobb.
Lord, L-A-U-D, Loud Lord.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the 77-year-old, bald white guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't narrow it down much, but I hear what you're saying.
Narrows down. I'm the 49-year-old bald white lawyer. I mean, so I'm really not narrowing a lot down here. So any event, so he resigned. He resigned today, and I was just talking to Paul Hirsch. You know who? Do you meet Paul Hirsch?
Have you?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm going to bring you by there. Paul Hirsch is delightful.
Yeah,
Okay, so Paul, so I go to Paul and I go, Paul, what do you think? This lawyer resigns. What do because we're lawyers,
Right.
so we know when we have to get off of a case, it's going downhill.
Right.
Okay, we get off of a case. When we get off of a case, it's one of three. Okay, either client's not paying us anymore. We don't want to work for free. Okay, I'm sure Trump is paying him. He's got $3 billion.
Yes.
Okay, so lawyers don't give up, clients who are paying them. I'm just telling you from a business standpoint of lawyers, you don't give up clients who pay you. And I'm sure the substantial amount of money that Trump is being paid. Okay, so now the second reason is that you're asked to do something unethical. Your client is guilty and he's asking you to do something that could ruin your reputation, could ruin your license. That would be a reason why you would leave. Or your client is just literally not listening to you and is basically shooting himself in the foot, and you believe that because he's shooting himself in the foot, you are going to lose and lose bad.
So I think
those are the only. I am telling you as a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay. When lawyers start on the case and don't end on a case, especially on
That's bad.
that is bad. It's usually a bad sign for the client when you are switching lawyers.
Yeah.
It means that you're not listening and you're shooting yourself in the foot, or you're asking your lawyer to do something that is unethical or unlawful, and he doesn't want to be part of it. That is 90, or they're not paying you. It's the only 3 times lawyers literally get off of a case. I can't think of any other reason. So I said to Paul Hirsch, I said, can you think, you're a criminal defense attorney, can you think of any other reason why somebody would get off the case? And he said, no. Can't think of a thing.
I couldn't even imagine working with him.
No. But you know what? If he was paying you, let me ask you a question. Okay, you're a lawyer. Okay, all right. The president of the United States comes and asks you to defend him. Okay, I'm sure they're billing him out at $1,400 an hour. I mean, some ridiculous thing.
Right.
I mean, you can make millions and millions and millions of dollars. You still work for him or no? Or do you have your conscience and say no?
I mean, I'll try it out, but
you see, everybody's entitled to a defense. Okay, even Donald Trump. We don't know what he did wrong yet. Okay, everybody.
Everything.
No, I'm saying in terms of the Russia investigation.
Oh.
I can tell you what he did as a politician, as a destroying America and everything else.
As a human.
As a human being.
Right.
Okay, but in terms of, everyone's entitled to a defense.
Right.
Whether you did it or you didn't do it, you're entitled to a defense. We say that all the time here. Okay, we're interested in protecting your rights, and whether you did it, you were in the right place at the right time, the wrong place at the wrong time, you still have rights. Except when you start asking your lawyer to do things that are against your interest, or you're asking your lawyer to do things that are shooting yourself in the foot, that's when lawyers resign. Now, we don't know what happened, but as lawyers resigning today is never a good thing.
Right.
It's never a good thing.
Well, you're an attorney, Brad. What would you do in this situation? Would you take the buckets of money that you're inevitably going to get?
Would I take buckets of money that I would inevitably get?
The windfall that would come with a Trump representation.
It's not about money.
Okay.
Although, obviously, for me to sit here and say it's not about money, everybody would say, oh, come on, Brad. Everything is about money at some level.
Some extent,
at some level. Okay? But you would have to know that what you're doing is you're representing him, and he's not asking you to do things that are lies, that are deceitful, that are unethical. And what I have seen from this president is he asks every human being that works for him to lie on his behalf.
I was just about to say.
That's where I would be kind of like, drawing the line.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's what's going on there. What else is happening in the news? Children's book about Mike Pence's gay bunny jumps to #1. You know about that, Kim?
Oh my God! Yes, this was amazing.
Yeah. What happened? What happened?
So
Tell us.
this was on John Oliver. Mike Pence was going to release a book, A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo, which is the name of his real life bunny.
Why does he have a bunny? What kind of vice president has a bunny?
Well, it's a really cute bunny, and honestly, I can't hate on the bunny, and it's an adorable bunny.
Okay.
So he has this bunny that sometimes he campaigns with. His wife, who is pictured there, illustrated the book. John Oliver released a book one day earlier, also called A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo, except that he made the bunny gay, and the bunny falls in love with another man bunny, and they have a little man bunny wedding. And
that book is now jumped ahead, which is
killing him.
mocking Pence because he's anti-gay.
Right. And he's killing Pence in the books. Like, it's
That's funny.
#1. It's high. It's rated. It's currently selling better than Fire and Fury.
And by the way, Velma Gale says money is not all when you're wrong. That's absolutely right. Okay, money is not all when you're wrong. Okay, but everybody, I am not a Trump defender. If anybody has seen this show, I have never ever said anything positive about this man other than his orange hair. If you feel orange hair is a positive attribute, that is a compliment. That's about as far as I've ever gotten in complimenting the man. All right, but you are entitled to your rights. You have rights. You are entitled to a defense. You are innocent until proven guilty, although it sounds like he's going down based on what I'm seeing. And no, money is not everything, but certainly, everybody wants to make money. I draw the line when clients ask me to lie for them, do something unethical, do something that is not in their best interest. And that's usually where lawyers draw the line.
Right.
Okay.
How does he still have any lawyers left then?
And obviously that's where this lawyer drew the line, felt something was wrong. All right, 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call, 1-800-529-5465. This is the time in the show where I'm going to be answering your immigration questions. Remember, you come for immigration, you stay for the fun.
That's so
all right,
cute.
So there you go. And everybody's got matching cups today, right?
Oh, man.
Official,
and by the way, that's not official. That's like the temporary cup. We have Bradshaw Live cups coming.
On the way.
All right,
Yeah,
the artist is like Pablo Picasso here. Okay, he has to paint one line every day on the cup.
Fancy.
We get pictures of the cups every day. There's another line, painted somewhere. Eventually,
guy is chiseling them in.
I mean, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Why the hell it takes so long for this cup? But eventually, we will be getting Bradshaw Live cups, and then we will be sharing them with the Bradshaw squad. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to be answering your immigration question. It's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. Everybody wants to know, what do you got in there? It's just water. It's just water. It's just, at least in the booth, that's what they're saying. What is Jonathan got in there? All right, it's just water.
Fun juice.
All right, fun juice.
I don't want to in any way know what that is.
And the other thing I got to do is tell everybody right now that not only am I going to be answering your immigration questions, but please share this with your friends and family. Let them know that now is the time that you can get help. We're here to help you. And how you share is you go on your timeline, you go on your friend, and you share this onto your friend's timeline, you share this onto your timeline, you share this into Messenger, you share this into groups that you may be part of. It doesn't have to necessarily be an immigration group. Maybe you're part of a cooking group, and maybe you think the cooking group that you're a part of may be interested in getting some immigration help. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to ask Jonathan and Kim to talk to the Brad Squad, get their questions down, see what's going on in their lives. You're going to fill me in on the lives of everyone on the Brad Squad, and you're also going to be asking their questions for me while I take the questions from the people who call 1-800-529-5465. So you guys go talk to the Brad Squad. Right. I'm going to do my job here and talk to Angela in Hartford, Connecticut. Angela.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine, Brad. A question here for you.
Yes.
I'm a green card holder. You see, my husband is here. Is illegal. He's here illegal. He came up on a visiting visa from Jamaica.
Right.
My son, who is 25, he's in the army and he has his citizenship. I don't got my citizenship as yet. Who do you think could be the best person to file
your
for?
son, because your son can get him something called parole in place. So if he entered the country, I don't know what you mean by illegal. So let's talk about this
No,
for a
he
second.
came up on visa. He came up on the visa and he stayed.
Oh, he overstayed his time. Okay, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Then your son's a U.S. citizen. He's in the military. Your son is the one who files for him because he's an immediate relative of your son. He's not an immediate relative of you because you only have a green card. Your son could put in the adjustment for him and he could get his green card in about 9 months. Now, this is the father. This is 1 second. He's the father. He's not the stepfather, right?
Yes.
The biological
he's
father.
The father.
Yes, the son does it. No question about it. Hold on, we can help you.
so-
And by the way, you're in Hartford, Connecticut. We have
Yes.
we have an office on 1 Congress Street, 4th floor in Hartford, Connecticut. You don't even have to come to New York.
Just a minute, bro. Like I said, that's where is that?
1 Congress Street in Hartford, Connecticut.
1 Congress.
You know where the courthouse is in Hartford on Congress Street?
Yes.
Okay, we're about 4 blocks away, right on that street. Hold on 1 second.
1 Congress Street.
Yeah, hold on. We're going to make an appointment for you,
Okay,
but we can
so-
help you. Oh, you have something else?
No, that's only
Okay.
that's the only question,
Yeah,
bro. So
your-
my son could file
your
for
son
him and
who
he
is
get
in-
him in
Correct.
in 9 months.
Correct. By Christmas, he'll have a green card if we start now.
Oh,
Hold on,
okay.
hold
Thank
on.
you so
You're
much
very
sir,
welcome.
for your help.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. And hold on 1 second. All right, let's go to Marie in Queens, New York. Marie.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
What's going on?
I have a quick question. If a person hasn't been out of the country and they're a green card holder, are they safe to travel?
If the person's out of the country, is it safe to travel? Is that your question?
No, they haven't been out of the country, but they have a current and active green card.
They have a green.
maybe okay.
If they have a green card, they can travel. Absolutely. Don't stay out for more than 4 or 5 months.
Okay, all right. Even if they haven't been out of the
That's fine.
country in
That's
like
perfectly
10
fine.
years.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call to get on our show. 1-800. I got to straighten out here. I think I was like on the side. Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe I need to go to a chiropractor. That's more straight there. All right. 1-800-529-5465. Mary in Los Angeles. Mary.
Hi. I came here for a B1, B2 visa last 2016, and before my 6 months expired, I applied for a change of status to F1 student visa. With all the requirements submitted and payments, I was denied.
Why?
I mailed because I don't know. I mailed Form I-290B for me to appeal, but up to now, I wasn't reconsidered yet.
Yeah, the appeal. I can't tell you about an appeal means that they did something wrong. Now you did an appeal, but you don't even know why you were denied. So what are you appealing?
I was appealing.
In other words, when
to reopen my case.
Okay, so in other words, when you go to reopen your case, you have to say they did something wrong. You have a lawyer who's handling this for you? Or are you doing this on your own? Okay. All right. So
just a friend.
All right. So you need help now. You're out of status. Making a motion to reopen while it's pending doesn't make you legal. It's very rare that motions to reopen are actually granted. You're calling me up and you're telling me you applied for a change of status to a student visa. You don't know the reason why it was denied, and then a friend wrote a motion to reopen. So I don't know what to tell you because A, I don't know why it was denied, and I don't know what your friend wrote in a motion to reopen, and neither do you. You have no idea what's going on. So I think right now you have a huge problemo. You need a good lawyer. You are out of status. You are doing things blind. It's like, would you drive a car and put a blindfold on? No. Would you operate on somebody as a doctor? No. I mean, you have somebody acting as your lawyer and you have no idea what's going on. So hold on 1 second. I think you need a consultation, all right? And then we'll figure out what to do. All right, let's go to Maria in the Bronx. Maria.
Hi.
How are you?
My son is a born American citizen. He was born at Albert Einstein. His father's an undocumented immigrant. And I'm trying to obtain passport for him. How do I go about getting the passport since his father's undocumented?
He still has to sign the application for the U.S. passport. That doesn't mean that he signs an application for the U.S. passport and they're going to come and pick him up and deport him. Either that.
No, but I did try to do the passport, and he was denied because he have no ID. He has nothing to show because he signed the birth paper, so he has nothing to show.
Where is he from?
He's from Jamaica.
He doesn't have a Jamaican passport?
He has nothing.
Okay, well then does he? Do you live with him? Does he have any sort of relationship with the child?
Yes, sort of. Not so much, but he's able to reach. He's reachable.
All right, so then this is what I would do then. Okay, because you have two choices. Either you bring him down to the Jamaican consulate and you get him a U.S. passport. A Jamaican passport, so he gets photo identification. I never heard of somebody. You shouldn't be walking around America without photo ID. Okay, or alternatively, you say, okay, this guy is a waste. He won't go and even get a Jamaican passport. Can't be helped. Then what you do then is you go to family court. You go to your local family court and you get full custody of your child. And then once you get full custody of your child, you only need your signature on the U.S. passport application and proof that you have full custody of him.
Okay, I did try family court, but the thing is they're trying to serve him and they want to investigate to make sure that he is undocumented and stuff like that. And
well, I think what you're doing is you're trying to be your own lawyer, and you need a good family court lawyer to go in there with you and get done what you need to be done. So what I would suggest you do is hold on one second. We have very good family court lawyers here, matrimonial attorneys, and we'll sit down and figure out what's going on and get you the full custody so we can move on. Sounds like this guy is, if he doesn't even have a passport, he's unable to be reached, he's unable to be served, he's not in this child's life, you got to move on, okay? And get full custody, and then you take care of your child. So hold on one second, okay? All right, let's go, and you need a consultation. And let's go to John in Kansas, Missouri.
Hi, bro. This is John Doe.
John Doe.
I'm good.
How are you?
Yeah, John Doe. So I have a question in regards to a friend. He's from the islands, and the question is, well, basically he overstayed his visa, and he's been here since he was 23, 22 years old, and he's been here for like 3 years now. And my question is, can his mom, who is an American citizen, file for him so that he can get his permanent resident card?
His mother can file for him, but if he's over 21, he's going to be waiting a while, but it's better than doing nothing.
Okay, so he don't have to go back to Jamaica and come back, right?
No, he would probably have to do what's called a provisional waiver, go home and come back, but that would be several years down the line. But there's a way to get a green card, yes.
So he can't be here while it's in process?
He can be here while it's in process. He's just out of status. I think, so you have to understand, he's over 21 years old, okay?
Okay.
All right, he has a 7-year wait when your mom files for you. 7 years, start to finish. He's already overstayed his time. His mom files for him. The fact that his mom files for him doesn't put him in legal status. He then waits 1 year, 2 years, all the way 6, 7 years. Eventually, he gets to the end of the waiting list. He's now eligible for a green card. Unfortunately, because he lived here illegally or out of status for more than 1 year, he cannot adjust his status here. He has to go home. And there's another law that says if you go home, you can't come back for a decade. So what you do is before you go home, you file what's called a provisional waiver. You show hardship to your mom, your U.S. citizen mom. She would suffer a hardship if I were stuck in Jamaica. You get that waiver approved. You now go home. All of your immigration law violations are waived. Nobody asks you about it. And now the only question at the interview is, did your mom give you a good affidavit of support? Do you have a criminal record? Do you have any drugs in your system when you took a medical exam? And have you ever lied to the government? And assuming everything is okay, you'll get a green card and come back in 2 weeks. That's the process.
Okay, and I have another friend also. He did shoplifting, and the case been dismissed. He haven't been charged for anything. He's also a green card holder, and it's been 7 years now since he's been arrested and the case been dismissed. So he have good moral characteristic, and I know within the statute that you have to have that in order to be eligible to file for U.S. citizenship.
Correct.
Am I correct?
Correct. You've answered your own question. He has more than 5 years good moral character. Assuming the case was dismissed against him, he's fine for citizenship.
Okay, so he won't need a lawyer in that sense, right?
Listen, I always think you should have a lawyer. You're asking a lawyer, do you need a lawyer? I think you should always have a lawyer, especially when you have an arrest record and you're dealing with immigration, even if you believe it was dismissed. So at a bare minimum, he should have a consultation. Then he can decide what to do. All right?
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Hold on. All right, 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call if you're a little shy. You want to leave your question on Facebook. You can on Brad Show Live. You can on Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. You can talk to Jonathan right now. You can talk to Belgium Kim right now. They're talking to the entire Brad squad on both feeds. And you can either chat with them or ask your question. And they're going to say, whoa, I'm not a lawyer, but I will ask Brad in a few minutes. All right, let's go to Cynthia in Atlanta, Georgia. Cynthia.
Hello, good day, Mr. Brad.
Good day. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have two questions, and the first one is, if your parent is a citizen and they file for you, you're an adult over 21. How long does it take, or if you're married, is it the same time
No,
frame?
married's going to be a lot longer than unmarried. Unmarried's about 7 years. Married's going to be about 12 to 14 years. It's a long time if you're married. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and the other question is, if I came like on a student visa, I went to school and finished the course, how can a company or someone file for me? Do I have to leave the country and come back, or can they?
Well, it depends on what the job is. You can try to get a work visa if you qualify. The filing deadline for the H-1Bs is April 1st. It's like in 2 weeks. Alternatively, generally when you graduate from a school, I don't know what did you go to like a language school? Did you get a 4-year degree? What did you get?
It was a 2-year degree.
A 2-year degree. Did you get your optional practical training?
What is that? No.
Okay, so you should be able to get, after a 2-year degree, you should be able to apply for something called optional practical training, which is a work permit for 1 year, and then your employer would sponsor you over that process. It takes about a year to do a job sponsorship, so if you get the OPT and you do the job sponsorship all at the same time, you may not even have to leave the country.
Okay,
You need a consultation. You need a consultation. As soon as you told me you don't know what OPT is, I'm saying to myself, this woman needs a consultation.
Okay.
All right. So hold on 1 second. All right. All right. Well,
All right,
but job sponsorship is the way to go, and it's really fast. So hold on. All right. All right. Let's go to Matthew in Newark. Whoa. Matthew, you in an 18-wheeler? Honk, honk. All right. Let's go to Sharon in Boston. Sharon.
Hello, good evening.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I'm here. I overstayed my visa. I was on an H-2B, but I overstayed for like 10 years now. What can I do to get a green card?
I don't know. I mean, there's family sponsorship, there's employment sponsorship, there's investment sponsorship, there's all sorts of different things. I think to determine how someone gets a green card is like a 15, 20-minute process. And we have to ask you a lot of personal and private questions that you don't want to share with the entire world. So the questions all about how do I get a green card, those are going to have to be based on, basically you're calling, say, solve my problem. Okay, so solve my problem needs a consultation. So if you said to me differently, I'm just letting you know. So I'm going to put you on hold for a consultation. If you said to me, by the way, I got married to a U.S. citizen, and I'd like to know something about filing the papers. Do I need a birth certificate? The answer is yes. I can help you in those type of things and tell you how to do something. But in terms of solve my life, that needs a consultation. So what I would suggest is hold on 1 second, Sharon. Okay. All right, let's go to Mark in Brooklyn. Mark.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm a green card holder, and I had a DWI about 2 years ago. This case was expunged from my record, and everything seems to be fine so far, but I need to leave the country. Is it okay for me to leave the country and get back in?
When you say expunged, I just want to make sure that we're all talking about the same thing. Because expunged, to me, from a lawyer's perspective, means you were found guilty of a crime, and then years later you went to a judge and said, hey, I did what I was supposed to do. I did my probation, my parole, my community service. I've been a good person. Will you expunge my case off my record? Is that what happened?
No.
Okay, tell me what happened.
I did the programs that they normally give you to do.
Where did this happen? What state are we talking?
In Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, okay.
Yes. I did the 3 courses that they gave me. I think it was a DEP or AEP or something like that.
What were you found? What were you charged with?
DWI.
DWI. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And I would like.
Okay, so I would need to look at your criminal records, okay, and see, were you ultimately found guilty of a traffic offense, or were you found guilty of DWI? I don't know the answer to that.
A traffic offense. They said that I
If it was a traffic offense, if in fact what you were found ultimately guilty of is a traffic offense, you're okay to travel. If you were found guilty of driving while intoxicated, and then as your punishment was, you don't go to jail, just do these courses, well then at that point you can't travel because you've now pled guilty to a deportable offense. What I would suggest to you, Mark, is this. You're in Brooklyn, we're right across the river in downtown Manhattan. Make a consultation to come see us. Let me see the disposition. Let me make sure that what you're talking about is the same thing that what I'm talking about, and we're all thinking on the same page. New York, there's no expungement in New York, so that's why I was saying, let's see what's going on. So hold on one second, all right? 1-800-529-5465. Our lines are open. Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And by the way, it is only 6:15. We got another hour and 15 minutes. I said 5 minutes to Jonathan, but we have so many people who are calling here. What I'll do is let's take 2 or 3 more calls, okay? And then we're going to go to Jonathan and Belgium Kim, and we're going to ask, and they're going to tell us what's going on with the Brad Squad and what their issues and questions are of the day. So let's go to Tanya in the Bronx. Tanya.
Hi. Good afternoon, Brad.
Good afternoon. What's up?
I'm just calling to ask. I'm a green card holder, and can I file for my daughter, which is over 21, on our grandson, which is like 8 years old?
Yes, as long as they're unmarried.
Yes, she's unmarried.
Yes, file for them. Quicker the better.
So can you tell me how long that would take?
5 to 7 years.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Let's go to Matthew in Newark, New Jersey. Honk, honk. It's the same 18-wheeler. Let's go to Shanique in Brooklyn. He keeps calling back. Shanique.
Stop at a coffee shop.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Shanique.
Hello.
Hi, Shanique.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
What's going on?
So I called to ask this question. So my baby father is filing for her daughter. So he put in her paperwork Tuesday of this week. Then he called to tell me that the lawyer said my daughter had to come and live with him in Connecticut.
That's his real daughter?
Yes, my daughter.
Where is she now?
She's living in Brooklyn with me.
Okay, so this is the deal. The lawyer's a moron. Okay? All right. There's no requirement that or he's lying to you, one or the other. Okay. There's no requirement that the daughter live with the father. The only requirement is that the father has to be able to show that he has a relationship with his daughter. That doesn't mean live with her. That means have a relationship with her. So there's lots of ways to prove a relationship: affidavits, pictures. Maybe he's on school records, things of that nature. He does have to prove because he wasn't married to. I assume he wasn't married to you. Right? Because this is okay. Because he wasn't married to you, he has to prove he has a relationship. He's not an absentee father. But that doesn't mean go live with her. That is the lawyer being as lazy as he humanly can because he doesn't want to do any work for this case. He doesn't want to. The easiest way to prove you have a relationship is your child lives with you. Okay? So it's very simple to do. So this lawyer is just a lazy lawyer, but that doesn't mean you should upend a child's life and move her from Brooklyn to the father. What should happen is let the lawyer do some work and prove he has a relationship with her even though he doesn't live with her. You ever hear of visitation, visiting a child? All right, so what I would suggest you do is tell the father, I hit the BS button, and if necessary, come see me, okay? With him.
Yes, because I need to come and see you after next week Friday. I need to make an appointment to see you.
Okay, all right, so hold on one second. All right, let's go to TJ in San Diego, California. TJ.
Hi there. Thanks for taking the call, by the way. So my wife recently traveled to her home country of Australia, specifically Sydney.
Where? Australia?
She's a green card holder. Apparently her green card is lost now. So we're scrambling, trying to figure out exactly what to do, which way to go about it.
All right. Go right to the U.S. consulate. Okay. Tell them the story. They can look in the computer that she's a permanent resident. They'll give her a temporary one-time entry visa to come back to the United States. And then once she comes back to the United States, she would have to file what's called an I-90 application for the replacement of the green card. But the
one-time temporary
will come right from the consulate. She has to go make an appointment, go there to the consular officer right at the window, explain the situation, prove who she is, and they'll give her a one-time entry back into the U.S.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. 1-800-529. All right, we're going to try Matthew. We're going to try Matthew now. Matthew.
Best show on the road.
Matthew, what's up, Matthew? Finally, he pulled over and went to the coffee shop. What's going on?
I know. I'm just listening, but I cut it off. I was driving.
Okay, no problem.
Actually, I have two big questions.
Okay.
First of all, one for my friend and one is for me.
Okay.
What happened is we married, okay, but we have an argument, but I don't know what was going on, and she will call the cops, and then he get arrested. But everything is clear. Nothing dismissed. They clear everything.
This is you or your friend?
That was my friend.
Okay.
Everything dismissed.
Good.
But he's supposed to renew his green card next month.
Does he have a 2-year card or a 10-year card?
2 years.
Okay. Is him and his wife together still, or they're not together?
Yeah, they're still together.
Okay.
It's just a mistake they made, and
fine.
Then that happened.
So let me tell you what. It's actually, nobody wishes domestic violence on anybody. Nobody wishes anybody to get arrested, and nobody wants any of this. But based on what you told me, it actually makes their case a little easier. All right, simply because when he goes to remove the conditions, A, he was never found guilty of a crime, and B, you're going to ask a question, hey, have you ever been arrested? The answer is yes. And he's going to submit all this documentation, and all the documentation is going to show police came to the house, there was a fight, there was yelling, there was screaming, people, maybe, I don't know, lamps are flying over people's heads, whatever the case may be. Okay? You know what that is all proof of? It's proof that it's a real marriage. People in business marriages don't get into domestic violence incidences. Okay, so it actually helps the case when you go to remove the conditions, as long as there was no conviction, because it's proof that it was a real marriage.
Okay, it's a real marriage. That, they're gonna understand that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's going on is my friend. It's the same. He married. I don't know what's going on. I'm married, and then. The thing is, I'm supposed to be citizen maybe next year because I'm married. But the same thing was happened to me. But the thing is, it's a jealousy issue. But
what was the issue?
It's jealousy. We on the car, we talking, and then because she yelling, and then the officer will drop by, and then she says something. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. He talked bad to me, and then he said, did he touch you? Yeah, he said he tried to push me out on the car.
Okay, so you got arrested. Okay.
Yeah, but the arrested, he said, I'm not telling you I arrested him. And they said, no, because they got pushed in the car. It's the same thing. But I go to the court the same day, say, we're not going to do that, nothing, strong case.
What's going on with you and your wife now?
Oh, we're still together.
So it was one of those issues. Okay, so you got the same issue. All right, don't fight. Make love.
So I still can. They're not problem for the citizenship.
It will be a problem for citizenship because if you have an arrest for domestic violence, it does impact on your good moral character. But you're allowed to have a bit. I always argue, one arrest, case dismissed. You should be able to become a citizen because the law doesn't say you have to be an angel every day. Okay, you're allowed a bad day.
The thing is, Brad, to make it clear too, they tell me to not call her because I need to call her to take care of my son.
Okay, all right. So now you have an order of protection. All right. So now wait, stop. Don't say another word because I don't want you to admit to the entire world that you just violated an order of protection. It's a crime.
I did.
Stop. All right. Well, you just did. Stop. Hold on. Yeah. Luckily, nobody knows who this guy is. All right. Hold on. Don't Don't admit to crimes to the whole entire world. This is not an attorney-client privilege conversation. Everything you say can and will be used against you because you want to know what an attorney privilege is? It's when you talk privately to a lawyer. You are not talking privately to me because there are hundreds of thousands of people listening. Not hundreds of, well, maybe one day there will be, but there's certainly hundreds of people and thousands of people who will eventually see this. All right? So don't admit to crimes. Let's go to Miss Thompson in Brooklyn, New York. Last call before we get to Jonathan and Belgium Kim with your social media questions.
Hello?
Hello, Miss Thompson.
Hi, Mr. Bernstein.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
So my problem is I packed my whole family up and we came here on a tourist visa. My son was 9 at that time. My daughter was 15. I started going to school. I got married to this guy, and very early he told me, "I'm married to you, not your kids, so I will not file for them."
Oh God!
So,
it's, you know what? You know what that is? That's that's either selfish. They didn't love you. Who knows?
I know. Anyway, I finished school. I'm now a registered nurse.
Right.
I go through the lawyer and I finish my paperwork because he did not sign the 2-year. My son, who is now 17, I became a citizen in August of last year, and I put in his paperwork since, but I'm not hearing anything.
He's 17 years old?
Yes, he's 17, going on to college.
Where is he? Where is he?
He's in Brooklyn with me now.
Okay.
They're here with me.
All right. Did he get a work permit?
No.
All right. You're doing everything wrong. Then you should have been able to file an adjustment for him to get his green card. You should have got his work permit in a couple of months. Hold on. Come see me. All right. Something's wrong. We'll fix it. Okay. The process that you're doing is wrong, but we'll get it done. All right, 1-800-529-5465. If you made a legal entry in the United States, you're 17 years old, and your mother's a citizen, you should be filing an adjustment, and you should be getting your work permit in a couple months. So if he didn't, I already know something's wrong, and she should just be coming in to see me. 1-800-529-5465. Kimmy Kim. Hi.
Bratty.
Who is it? Yo-Yo. Was that it? Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo. I don't like Yo-Yo. It sounds like you're an idiot. I mean, you're not a smart guy. No, I don't. It sounds like you're a dummy. You're a smart guy. I don't want to call you Yo-Yo. He's really smart. Why don't we call him like Smart? You know?
I don't know. I feel like it would be cool in the 90s. Like in the mid to late 90s, it's like, what's up, Yo-Yo?
Yeah.
You know?
Give me a name.
Right, you know? It's like, you know the guy, Yo-Yo from down the block, right? You know the guy.
Yo-Yo.
You know him. He's down at the corner there, Yo-Yo all the time, right?
Right.
All right, so what's going on with Brad Squad? What's going on? Fill me in.
Listen, Brad Squad is having some conversations, but do you know what Brad Squad has a ton of today?
What?
Questions. They've got a ton of immigration questions.
The Brad Squad or just or new
the Brad
newbies?
Squad, newbies.
Lots of questions.
Everybody just needs to know what's going on in immigration.
All right.
And I mean, we have Jeff Bosey who's missing today, and he did tell me beforehand, so it is an excused absence, Jeff Bosey.
Yeah, you know what? Jeff has been missing a few shows lately.
He has. He's
very
about to
disappointed.
get kicked off.
He may be getting kicked out of Brad Squad soon.
Yeah, that's definitely probation.
Yes,
There's definitely probation in his future.
It is serious. I mean, you want to be part of Brad Squad, you got to watch every day. You can't be texting Belgium Kim at 3 o'clock and asking for an excused absence.
That's not how it works.
Right? That doesn't work like that.
I'm here for it.
You get 3 excused absences, and then you are out of Brad Squad, fam.
By the way, Yvonne Steele says, hello, Kimmy Kim and Yo-Yo.
Dynamic duo. I was going to say, Kimmy Kim doesn't sound like a particularly
Kimmy Kim and Yo-Yo. Tamika goes, his name is Yo-Yo. Sorry, everybody's saying Yo-Yo.
They're doubling down.
All right, what are our questions?
So we've got a question from Beverly who said, my documents were sent off March 5th of this year, so just a few weeks ago, and USCIS sent the receipt. How long before I can go do my fingerprints? We submitted VAWA, I-485, and work authorization forms.
It should be usually 6-7 weeks from the time you get your receipt notice back.
All right. We have Tanya Winter. She says, hi. When you sign an affidavit of support, what is financially, what's the supporter responsible for?
You're responsible to support that person for 10 years, 125% of the poverty over the poverty level. And if you don't, the government, it's a contract between you and the government. The government can turn around and sue you if they were to go collect Medicaid, food stamps, or go on some other government assistance program. Now, that affidavit of support becomes null and void once the person becomes a citizen, but it's either 10 years or until they become a citizen. I will also say this, although this is just, this is not a guarantee in any way, shape, or form, because who knows what Trump will do in the future. I personally have been an attorney for since 1993. I don't want to age myself, but let's call it almost 25 years now, right? Mm-hmm. And I've only seen once. I've never seen the government sue anybody for failure to provide. But I have seen in a divorce case once where a wife brought the affidavit of support into a court on a divorce case when they weren't paying maintenance and alimony, and said he has a contract with the government to support me 125% above the poverty level. So it could also be used in a matrimonial action, but it's for 10 years from the time it signs or until the person becomes a citizen.
Jay has kind of a tough either-or question. So he was originally filed for through his dad. His aunt originally filed for his dad, and he was underage at the time and was included on that filing. But by the time the filing went through, he was 22 and he had aged out. His dad went on to the U.S. and Jay came also on a visitor's visa.
I have a question. When was dad originally filed for? He's asking if he's 245I, probably.
He's asking whether or not he has dad start filing for him now, or whether his now new wife, who is a green card holder, should file for him.
Wife who's the green card holder should file for him. It's a no-brainer. Now, if dad's application started before January 14th, 1998, not he got his green card before January 14th, 1998, but the first application went in for dad before January 14th, 1998, you're grandfathered in. You wouldn't even have to wait for your spouse to become a citizen or do a provisional waiver. You would just pay a penalty fee and get your green card here. I thought that's what he was asking.
He didn't give us dates, but I think that may have been where he wanted to go.
Yes. All right, Yo-Yo, what's up, Yo-Yo?
Right, so we got Fly Girl,
Fly Girl, yeah.
Fly Girl.
Yeah.
All right, so how long does it normally take to get a response from NVC after the petition has been approved by USCIS for a child over 21 being filed for by a PR?
Do you want me to... Do you understand what you just asked me?
PR is permanent resident.
Right.
Got that.
NVC.
He
NVC.
knows.
NVC, I don't
National Visa Center.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm learning.
And there was one other acronym. USCIS, which you know what that is, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
yeah.
that's the immigration service. It really depends. You should get a notice from the National Visa Center just with a case number. But in terms of getting a fee bill to start the processing, depends on where you are on the priority date list.
Bertha would like to know, can a green card holder file for her mum?
No, Bertha.
I wanted to say it in an English accent, but then that would be offensive to all humans.
No, you got to be a citizen to file for your mom.
Okay. Monica Stone. Hi, Brad. My friend went to the United States. He was filed for. He left the U.S. back to England before receiving his green card in the mail. So the question is, can he re-enter the U.S. without that green card? At first entry into the U.S., it was just a stamp that was placed on his passport.
Yes, as long as he's been out of the country for less than 6 months, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the stamp in his passport was his temporary green card.
Okay.
And then he went home. He would have only abandoned his permanent residence if he stays out for more than 6 months.
So he can use that stamp to re-enter
as
the
long
US.
as the stamp is valid, he can use it, or they can FedEx him the green card, one or the other.
Awesome.
Stanford says, I came here on a visitor's visa. I got married December of 2017 to a U.S. citizen. I don't know when he came in on the visitor's visa. I know that's what you were going to ask, but I don't know when he came in. I filed my papers, and I'm going for my fingerprints at the end of the month. I have a Medicaid card, but only for emergency purposes, and I've never used it. They just asked me to go ahead and renew it. Is the fact that I've been receiving this Medicaid card going to affect my filing?
Yes. because you can't collect government services on Medicaid unless it's an emergency situation if you are an undocumented immigrant or even as a visitor. So I'm not sure why you have this Medicaid card. I would suggest you make an appointment to come see me.
All right, Mohammed. Hello, guys. I'd like to ask you, my sister filed for me since 2011, and I'm Egyptian. I was single when she filed for me, but now I'm married. Congratulations. Will that affect me? And I didn't receive approval till now. Is that normal?
So he came from Egypt. He came on a visitor's visa. He married a U.S. citizen, and he has. Where is he now?
His sister filed for him in 2011.
But now he's married.
But now he's married
to a citizen. Where is he? Is he in Egypt or is he in the United States? Either way, the wife should be filing for him.
So the wife.
The wife. Right. The sister, he has another 10 years.
LR says, can a U.S.-born child sponsor his parents to come to the U.S. before he's 21, especially if no one is living in the U.S. right now?
No.
If he hasn't been living in the U.S. before, during his childhood.
How does he have a green card living in the United States under 21 and his parents aren't here?
No, he was U.S. born.
Oh, okay.
And now they all live, I'm assuming, in the home country together.
Okay, no, you have to be 21.
But he keeps his citizenship, right?
He keeps his citizenship, correct.
All right, Marquez. A friend of mine has 3 daughters. The 2 youngest were born in the United States. One of them has special needs. But the mother and the oldest daughter have TPS. What's that?
Temporary protected status.
There you go. They came here after the Haitian earthquake.
Were you quizzing me?
Were you
just making sure. Just making sure you know your stuff. You know? All right. So they came here after the Haitian earthquake. Are they? Do they qualify to apply under some humanitarian programs?
Well, there is no humanitarian program. You know, there's something called cancellation removal. That if it would be a hardship to your U.S. citizen children who have special needs, if you were to go back to Haiti and either leave them here or bring them with you to Haiti where there's no services for them, they can suspend or cancel your deportation and give you a green card. But that would be it. It would be going through a judge and a deportation process to get it done. So we would need to see where they are with everything.
Okay.
Keisha says, my son is 19 years old. Could I go ahead and file for him? And if so, how long would that take?
Keisha, you a citizen or a resident?
I've given you all the information I have.
Keisha needs to tell us more.
All right. Naomi, hi, Brad. My husband, who is a U.S. citizen, wants to file for my kids overseas. Which forms should be completed and how long will the process take?
I-130 visa petition. But your husband, I assume, is not the father. The marriage had to happen before your kids turned 18. But you got to file an I-130, and the process, assuming the husband's a citizen, should take approximately...
He is a citizen.
A little over a year.
Cool.
Tanya says, if you file for a stepchild and they get a green card, when or how can they become a U.S. citizen?
They don't become a citizen unless a biological parent becomes a citizen and they're living with that biological parent before they're 18. Or once they're 18 and they've had a residence card for more than 5 years, they can file naturalization on their own. Let's do 1 or 2 more, and then we're going to come back again down the line to more people. Pick your 2 favorite ones.
We have a lot.
Pick your 2 favorite ones.
How do I pick?
Favorites.
I'm not going to say my favorite. I'm just going to pick 2.
No, that's what
all right?
Brad asked the favorite.
No.
You got to pick the favorite, man.
No, because I don't want y'all beating me up out there. All right, we have Trenty. Hi, Brad. If you have a work permit and social and you aren't working up to the date of the interview, would that be a problem?
You have a work permit and a social, you're not working? No, it's not a problem as long as your sponsor is working and can give an affidavit of support. It has nothing to do with your employment. It has everything to do with your sponsor's employment.
Awesome.
Rose says, I married someone with a fiance visa, and within the 90-day period, however, he took some kids with him and went back home because I didn't help him to adjust his status. Now he's left the children behind. Could the children get adjusted? I had to read that one verbatim.
Okay, so this guy sounds like, if I'm understanding this correctly,
right,
like a horrible person.
Like a terrible human being.
Like a terrible human being.
He
came here from another country. He brought his children with him. He married you, and then all of a sudden he picks up and leaves and goes home and leaves children that you've just met 90 days ago to now go raise. He left his children here.
What?
What?
Yes.
The answer is yes. It's called the Special Juvenile Immigrant Petition.
Damn.
And you go to family court, you get guardianship of these children, and you show it's not in their best interest to be reunited with this guy who went home and left kids behind.
I'm assuming that wouldn't be very difficult to prove that a man who abandons his children.
It would be a special juvenile immigrant. You do it through a family court, and then we file for the green card. You need a good lawyer to do it though for you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this. All right, we got a lot to cover here. All right, we got Maria in Brooklyn, who's been on hold for about 10, 12 minutes. So let's speak to Maria, and then I want to speak to David Moreno. I already spoke to him. All right, but we're going to speak to him anyway. All right, I spoke to him a little earlier today about DWIs and drinking and driving, and but let's talk to Maria in Brooklyn first. Maria.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good.
What's up?
I'm calling on behalf of my son. He came to the States on a visiting visa. He got married like close to 3 years.
Right.
He's living in Florida with his wife and his 2-year-old daughter.
Sounds good so far?
Huh?
Sounds good so far. What happened? He overstayed his time. Yes. His wife's a citizen?
Yes.
Okay.
The problem is he went to another state and he was traveling back home, and he had to go through Texas, and they did a spot check. And he was like, I think it's going on maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. He was arrested.
For what?
And because he didn't have documents at the time.
He was arrested. This happened in Texas 5 years ago, or he was arrested 5 years ago because he didn't have documents, and then he was driving through Texas, and now he has another problem.
No, he was arrested in Texas
5 years ago.
But yes, but they moved the case to Florida. The lawyer got the case to shift to Florida.
So he was arrested. He got pulled over at a spot check, but he was handed over to immigration for deportation. And then eventually the case got transferred to Florida for the deportation case because that's where he lives. What happened?
Well, the court is still going on, but he's just not getting any answers. He's just not moving forward. It's like we don't know what to do.
All right, well, as long as he doesn't have a criminal record and he has a bona fide marriage, you told me you have his child together and the wife obviously wants to help him, and he doesn't have a criminal record, he made a legal entry into America, there should be no reason why he's getting deported. He should be having a green card. Now, I don't know what happened, or what's going on, but we can certainly get involved in the case and figure it out.
I don't know. I don't know about getting deported.
Well, I will tell you he is in deportation. When you get I'm not saying he was ordered deported. What I'm saying is he's going through a deportation process. He got stopped in Texas. The case got transferred to Florida. It's everything you're telling me sounds and acts like this is a deportation process. And when you go through the deportation process, you have to be able to tell the judge, hey, don't deport me. I have a right to stay here. His right to stay here is that he's married to a citizen. He's got a kid. He made a legal entry into America. He's done nothing wrong. He doesn't have a criminal record. He can prove it's a real marriage. His wife wants him to stay here. So he should have his deportation terminated. He should be able to adjust his status. Now, this is going on 3, 4, 5 years. Obviously, there's an issue going on. I don't know. But based on what you told me, he should have a green card. All right? So what I said is, let me get involved, or let my office get involved, and let's see what's going on, and then we'll take it from there. I don't have an answer for you, but I know based on what you told me, we'll be able to help him.
So being as he's in Florida,
that doesn't matter. We travel all over the United States. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
All right. As long as there's an airport, we can get there. It's fine. Hold on 1 second. All right. All right. You know what? We'll take one more. There's so many people on hold. But I do want to get to David Moreno. But Haji in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah,
Haji,
how you doing?
What's up?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I have a question, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I see also I was interested in watching this a couple of times.
What?
I'm on deportation, right?
You're in deportation now. Where are you from, Haji?
Yeah. I'm from Africa.
You're from Africa. Okay, when did you come to the United States?
I came in 1989.
Okay, so you've been here a long time. How did you come to the United States?
The visa.
Okay, did you apply for political asylum? Is that why you're in deportation?
No.
Okay.
I'm so busy. Give me a minute. very important call. Don't interrupt. I'll get mad. I'm so busy. I'm an important call.
Who's he talking to?
Yeah. Give me a minute.
He ain't talking to me.
Yeah,
Audrey!
I'm talking to. Yeah.
Audrey, this is a live show. We don't have time for you to have side conversations. What's going on?
Okay. I came 89. I came a business visa. So I ended up overstaying. So finally I was locked up.
What were you locked up for?
I was locked up for possession of marijuana.
Okay, so that's why you're in deportation now. Let me say this. I'm not going to solve your problem. You have probably a long, complicated case. Hold on, let's have a consultation with you. Okay, hold on one second. All right, so he needs a consultation. And by the way, when you call, okay, I know there's other people and they're like, hey, leave, time's money here. You can't have side conversations. You got to go right to the point. So in any event, earlier today I spoke with David Moreno. He's one of our fantastic criminal defense attorneys. We talked about drinking and driving and what to do when you get pulled over. Let's watch. So David Moreno is one of our incredible criminal defense attorneys here at Spar and Bernstein. He is a former Manhattan District Attorney. He has been named the National Black Lawyers Top 40 Attorneys Under the Age of 40. He has been named the top 10 lawyers under the age of 40 for 2016 and one of the top 100 trial lawyers in America. Not only that, he has just been named as Expert Network Distinguished Lawyer. David and Paul Hirsch and Jake Hudnut, they make together our criminal defense team here at Spar and Bernstein for all different types of criminal defense cases. Now, David, I just recently went through your AVO page. For those of you who don't know what AVO is, it's an online site where people go to look for attorneys, and sometimes former clients like to leave nice comments, nice messages, nice reviews on the AVO site. So I had pulled some of the nice comments that some of your clients whose cases you have completed within the criminal defense realm left. I saw one review which was posted just recently on March 20th by a gentleman by the name of Jacques. He gave you 5 stars out of 5 stars. He wrote the following: David is an excellent lawyer. David Moreno saved my career and ensured that I would not have a criminal record, which is the best that could have possibly have happened given the circumstances. He got my DWI case lowered to a traffic infraction, which ensured that I could remain in my job and continue to make a living doing what I love. I am grateful that Mr. Moreno took on my case and helped me out when I was at my lowest. So this guy, Jacques, he got pulled over for a DWI. You got him a traffic infraction. What did you do to help him? And let's start even saying, what is a DWI in New York versus a DUI? Is there a difference?
Yeah, there is a difference actually. In New York, there's driving while intoxicated, which basically means that you're operating a motor vehicle and you have more than 0.08% of alcohol in your blood. Now, driving while ability impaired, which is the lower offense in New York City, basically means while you're driving your vehicle and your ability to operate the motor vehicle is impaired by alcohol to any extent.
So the DWI is the more serious offense. That's
Correct.
the one when they claim that you're really loaded and you really shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car. And this guy, Jacques, got pulled over and they claim, at least allege, that he was loaded and should never have been behind the car. And he comes to David Moreno. He's charged with a serious offense. And what did you do to help him?
Actually, before I get to that, one thing that our listeners should know, operation of a motor vehicle under the law when it comes to the context of a DWI doesn't mean that you're actually physically driving your car. To operate a motor vehicle under the law means that you are simply behind the wheel and the keys are ignition and the engine is running. So our client Jacques actually wasn't moving the motor vehicle when he was pulled over. He was sitting behind the wheel of the car, sleeping with the car on. And under the law, that means you've operated the motor vehicle.
What happens if he was sleeping behind the wheel and he had the keys in the ignition? That's all that was required? If the keys were in his pocket, what would that be? And the car was off?
That would mean he's just sleeping in his car.
He's sleeping in his car.
He's good.
Right.
But a lot of times people leave the key in ignition and the engine running. Why? Because it's cold out.
Right.
They're trying to stay warm. But it makes a big difference. And it opens and exposes you to criminal charges when you have the key in ignition and the engine running and you've been drinking.
So this guy's drinking. He puts the key in his ignition to keep, put the heat on in the car, sleep it off, and it sounds like he's doing the smart thing. Except the cop comes over, I assume, knocks on his window, says, "Hey, pal, what's going on?" I guess, and you tell us what happened.
All right, so Jocks came to us quite a while after his case was open. He had been with the prior attorney. He was not satisfied with the results he was getting. They were offering him jail time and a misdemeanor. It was his first offense. He had a high blow. I believe Jock's blow at the time was like over a .15.
That's like seriously.
Which is about double the legal limit.
Right. Now that blow was on the side of the road or that was in the police station?
So there are two different types. There are two types of blows that you would deal with in a DWI stop. One that the police could administer is called a portable breath test, which is the machine that they literally carry with them in their patrol vehicle and they'll offer to you on the side of the road. The other test is done back at a precinct, and that's a test that would be admissible in court, and that's called the Intoxicated Driver Test Unit, the IDTU test.
Now, the test that they do on the side of the road, that they can't use in a court of law. It's not scientifically calibrated, I guess. That would be.
It's not reliable.
It's not
to the same extent of the IDTU. However,
but I guess the police use it just as a reference to say I had a right to arrest the person.
Correct. And then the other way they use it is if you blow on the portable breath test at the scene and you blow a .20 and then you blow a .17 later, they're going to say, well, it took me 2 hours to get you to the precinct, but when we stopped you on the street, you were a lot more intoxicated than you were even when we brought you to the precinct. So that's just supporting evidence to show how drunk you are.
So now what did you do? This guy blows, he's .15 on the street. He gets brought into the station. Did he blow again at the station?
Yes.
And what did he blow at the station?
So he blew the .15 at the station. He didn't blow on the street. These police officers involved actually did not have the portable breath test with them. What they did do, and what they almost always do in DWI arrests, they actually had our client do field sobriety tests when they first stopped him, which include the walk and turn test, where they tell you to take 10 steps, turn on a 10th step, walk pretty much like in a military fashion, one foot in front of the other. The other one is the finger to the nose test. The other one they have you do is, say your ABCs, then you say them backwards. Those are all tests that the cops try to use to determine whether or not you are intoxicated or inebriated to any extent. They do those at the scene. They then offer those same tests oftentimes back at the precinct because they want to see if there's any difference. At the precinct, they're videotaping everything. At the scene, they generally don't have a camera with them. So for them, from a law enforcement perspective, the best evidence they can use is actually bringing the jurors, bringing the DA's office to the scene or to the precinct to see just how intoxicated the person appeared.
What did you do? This guy is now in the station. He blows into the machine. He's 1.5. He's off with the Richter scale. I mean, the Richter scale is the earthquake scale, but that's what we like to say. The guy's off the Richter scale. What did you do? You get this case, and he already was being represented by another attorney, which kind of boxed you in probably in a way. So how did you go from they got this guy dead center, they take a machine that is admissible in court, 1.5, he is done. He is over the limit. They have a scientific test saying he is, and he comes to David Moreno unhappy with his current lawyer, and by the time David Moreno's done, he's walking away with a traffic ticket. What did you do?
Well, there are a number of ways to, for lack of a better term, to skin a cat in a criminal defense case. In a case like this, where the evidence is strong, it's ironclad, we're talking about a scientific test when the burden of the prosecution is to prove a scientific reading, right? It's a very unique sort of crime in that the evidence is specifically a machine, whereas in, say, a robbery or a theft, the evidence is generally witness accounts. In this kind of case, the evidence is a machine and the evidence is right there for the jury or for the prosecutor to look at or to attain. So I knew there weren't many possible ways to defend this case at a trial. Obviously, everything that happens up until the time he blows in the intoxilizer is relevant. Did the police follow the proper procedures? Did they instruct him on his right to refuse the test? Did they read him his Miranda rights? All of that stuff comes into play at a trial. In this particular case, that stuff was all done by the book, right? So now we're looking into our tool bag. How are we going to get this guy off? He's a really good guy. He's got a great job. And Jocks actually alluded to how I got him off in his review. I presented Jocks as an individual and I changed the perception of him being just a defendant that blew a .15 to who he was in the totality of his life, right? Being a former prosecutor, I knew the type of things that moved me. And for me, if he was the type of person that if I gave him a good deal, would just go out and do it again, I'm not going to give him a good deal.
You were a former district attorney here in Manhattan.
Yes.
So when you say you're a former prosecutor, you know what buttons prosecutors start to raise their eyebrows at, what gets their more of attention, what gets prosecutors to hit the, what we like to say, the BS button. Come on, don't give us this crap. Or things that, you know what prosecutors want to see and say, you know what? I'll listen to this argument.
So I can't speak for all prosecutors, but I know the type of stuff that, really had an impact on me. So in this case, I got reference letters from his previous employers. I got his college degrees. I got letters from places that he volunteered at. I got members of the community that knew him very well. I'm talking about deacons, doctors, lawyers, to write letters to say, I know Jocks to be a man of good character, and this is not his character.
And this is nothing that his prior attorney was doing.
Correct.
His prior attorney, from what I understand, was saying, you're going to be charged with a serious crime, and you are going to be found guilty of a serious crime, which may very well land you in jail for a very long time. And in this particular case, our attorney, David Moreno, former district attorney here in Manhattan, he went out of his way to present a different I hate to use the word alternative facts, okay?
But
sometimes you got to be careful with that. But really just show alternative facts. This guy's not a drunk driver. This guy is a model citizen who realized that he had too much to drink and he did not put his car into motion. He sat on the side of the road and looked at all of these wonderful things that our client is as a human being and as a person. That's what a good attorney does.
Yeah, I call that changing the narrative, right? It's very important to change the narrative when the DA's office is looking at the case from one specific angle. You want to show them all sides of the equation.
So this guy was looking at how much in terms of a punishment when you started, and then by the time you're done, what happened?
Well, when he was arrested, he was exposed to the maximum penalty, which is up to a year in jail for a misdemeanor driving while intoxicated. When I came
losing his license, perhaps his job,
$1,000 in fines, plus losing his job, a bunch of specific classes that are affiliated with this sort of conviction. When I came in on the case, he was looking at significantly lower jail time, but they were still asking for jail time. And there were a number of ways to deal with this. I didn't tell the prosecutor, look, he's a good guy, let's slap him on the wrist, he's done with it. He had to earn it. I told the prosecutor, I said, look, he's going to do every single thing that he would have had to do, even if he got the misdemeanor. He's going to do these classes. He's going to pay these fines. He's going to earn it. He's going to stay out of trouble for a period of time. I think in this case, I asked for 6 months. He did all those things in addition to him being a good person, in addition to him not actually moving the vehicle. And the prosecutor said, you know what? Your client earned it. I'm going to give him the traffic infraction. I'm going to allow for him to not have a criminal record, to move forward as a productive member of society, for him not to lose his job, and for him to continue to be able to care for his family.
Sometimes when you're a criminal defense attorney, I speak to you all the time about your different cases, there's really 3 ways to go about a case. You could argue the law's on your side. Maybe it was an illegal stop. You could argue the facts are on your side. No, my client didn't do it. He wasn't there. He's got an alibi, whatever the case may be. Sometimes when the law's not on your side, and sometimes when the facts are not on your side, you have to be able to show the prosecutor, the judge, perhaps even a jury, that your client is not the person that's being painted here. Your client's a different human being. It's about weaving a different story and showing the real person of who your client is. It takes a very, very good attorney to do that. This is not something that any ordinary attorney does. Most attorneys say, wow, you blew 1.5, too bad. You're going to go to jail. I'll try to get you the best deal you can. It's the attorney that takes their time to find out about you as a person. It's the attorney who wants to fight for you. And when I say fight for you, it doesn't mean scream and yell in a courtroom. It means put the time and effort into finding who you are and what you need. You have next to me right now, sitting next to me, you have heard a fantastic story about how David Moreno, former district attorney here in Manhattan who has won accolade after accolade after accolade, who is, by the way, congratulations, you were just nominated and won Rising Star and Super Lawyers as well. I forgot to say that in the beginning of our episode.
Thank you, Brett.
For everybody out there, and it's not just DWI. We're not telling people to go drink and drive, and we're not condoning any of this. But for everybody out there, you do have the right to representation. And when you are charged with a crime, you only have one chance to get it right. Okay? You can't go back after you're found guilty. Well, you can sometimes, but that's much harder. That's called vacating a conviction. But generally speaking, you can't go back after you're found guilty and say, hey, I want a do-over. It's too bad. You're in jail. Too bad. You've already lost your job. Too bad. You already have this mark against you for the rest of your life. So don't take that into chance. Find good lawyers. Find good attorneys who are going to fight for you, who are very smart and know what they're doing. I'm sitting next to one right now, David Moreno. Fantastic job. The telephone number to reach David Moreno, by the way, here at Spar and Bernstein is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. It's the same number that you call to get on our show to ask questions, is the number to our office here at Spar and Bernstein. And when you call David Moreno to speak with him for criminal defense, it's absolutely free. God forbid you ever get arrested, have our number saved in your phone. And if you are going through some process now and you have some questions, it's always smart to get a second opinion. It's absolutely free to call David. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. Obviously, prior successful results don't guarantee a similar outcome. David, wonderful job. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right, David Moreno. And by the way, I think everybody should have a good criminal defense attorney always saved in their phone. And the best way to save that number is you literally dial the number and hang up, 1-800-529-5465. You hear Fiona say, hi, Spar and Bernstein, how can I help you? Go, click, done, and now you got it saved for life. One other thing, for those who are watching on Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein, for those who are watching on Bradshaw Live, both of our Facebook platforms, please go to the Bradshaw Live page and like and follow our page. You like it, you follow it, and then you're going to be notified every time we come live. You'll never miss a show ever in your life. Now, that doesn't mean you have to watch every show. You can be notified and say, hell with him. Who the hell wants to watch him? But at least you're going to know we're going to be live. So please like and follow the page. And if you want our show to come to the top of your page, you go to the settings when you like and follow and say, put it on to the top of the page. So you could actually do 3. It's in the settings. When you like and follow it on your phone, it'll give you the option if you want it to appear at the top of your page as well. So please like and follow Bradshaw Live on Facebook Live, and you will set to see Bradshaw Live every time we come on the air. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Abukar in Atlanta, Georgia. Abukar.
Hello, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's going on?
Yeah, I have how do you call it, an interview, asylum interview.
Mm-hmm.
And then the question, the interviewer asked me a question about when did I enter in the United States here. And then I told him the date, but the date on my application form, it was not consistent. It's
Why?
different from the date on my, so I just missed the date, one day different.
Okay, well, it could be an honest mistake.
Yeah. So what happened is when the interviewer sent me the letter, denial letter, they
said in a letter because you gave the wrong day?
Yeah, the wrong date. So what happened? But they stated in the wrong day, in the letter that I have filed my asylum after 1 year, which is not true.
Okay.
I filed it within the 1 year. It's not after 1 year.
Okay.
So I have this. I don't know what to do next.
All right, so I mean, you always get a second opportunity before an immigration judge to prove your asylum case, okay? And the facts will hopefully show that they're in error. So there's an immigration judge who's going to look at this all what's called de novo, all new, brand new. You have a new opportunity all from scratch. The downside is, unfortunately, you're in a deportation proceeding, and it's going to take another 2 years. But if you qualify for asylum, certainly you're going to win that case, and the judge is going to look at it on a de novo basis. Now, you're in Atlanta, Georgia. As sad as this is, depending on where you live, the percentages of winning an asylum case vary dramatically. Atlanta, Georgia is a very, very poor percentage of judges who actually grant asylum. New York's a very high percentage of judges who grant asylum. It's just based on the judges on the bench in that particular jurisdiction. It's just, for every, I don't remember the statistics, but I believe more than 50% of asylum claims are won in New York, less than 50% are in Atlanta. So all else being equal, you get two different levels of adjudication, so to speak. Atlanta's not the best place in the world for an asylum claim. Not to say that.
Can I move my case to other state?
You got to move to another state.
Can I move it to New York?
You move to another state, and then you can request a judge. Now you can't go shopping for forums. That's called forum shopping. But certainly, if you were to move to New York because you get a job and that's where you live, you can certainly request for a change of venue from Atlanta to New York because it's easier. All I'm saying is, I'm never telling anyone to forum shop. I'm just saying Atlanta's harder. You're going to see a judge. Okay, you want the best opportunity. Hold on, and we can certainly, talk to you more about it. Let's go to TJ in San Diego, California. TJ, didn't I speak to you? Is your wife in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on now?
Calling back.
Yeah, what's going on?
So what if she's having trouble acquiring that one-time visa back to the United States, and they're kind of telling her she needs to fill out I-131? Re-entry.
Okay.
Is that accurate? Or?
You can fill out an I-131 re-entry, but you can't get a re-entry. The re-entry permit has to be done in the United States. So I'm not sure what they're telling her to do. What I would say this. Maybe they're asking her to do an SB1 visa is possible. Not a re-entry permit. What I would suggest is this: don't do anything else. Have a consultation with us. Let us speak to the consulate and work it out for you. We can do that for you. All right? So hold on one second.
Okay.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. This comes now the second bite of the apple. All right, now it's the second bite of the apple. We're going to go back to Belgium, Kim, and Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
Until we get, oh, he's liking the name now, Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo's liking the name.
Y'all give it to me.
I don't particularly love the name, but if you like it, so be it. Who am I to say? The people are smoking. They say he's Yo-Yo. I don't know. All right, so what do we got on social media? Any new conversations going on? I see there's people cooking dinners. People are getting hungry.
Starving.
People are starving. Lisa Bling Rose is hungry. Starving. She's starving.
We've got.
I am.
Oh, you're starving. Yo-Yo's starving. Can somebody please bring Yo-Yo some dinner?
We've got the famous Jonathan Richards in the comments. You know who that is, right, Brad?
Jonathan Richards.
Jonathan Richards. Do you know who Jonathan Richards is?
No. Have I met Jonathan?
That's Patrice's dad.
Okay.
What's going on,
That's my
Jonathan?
boy.
Yeah, that's Pat Rice.
Yeah.
That's Pat Rice's
The first day,
dad.
I will say, the first day that Jonathan was on, Jonathan was really angry, you guys.
Who's Jonathan? He's Yo-Yo.
I'm so sorry.
Get it
The
right.
first day that Yo-Yo was on, Jonathan was really angry because he was like, how did you guys not tell me that Jonathan was joining the team?
Yeah, disrespect.
He was so mad.
All right, so that's what's going on. Let's get questions because I see we're running out of time here.
We have a ton of questions.
10 questions. Let's go.
We've got Dina who says, I was denied my B1, B2 visa yesterday. My daughter is currently in the U.S. on a green card, and she was filed for by her dad, and right now she's 18. I really just want to visit her in the U.S. for about 5 days, but I've been denied. Is there any other way I could come to the U.S.?
Well, if you've been denied a visitor's visa, you could always try to go back and get another visitor's visa. Problem is that they think that you're coming to live in America. So you need, maybe taking 6 months, time off, and then reevaluate what you're bringing into the embassy. Show them that you have enough ties back to your country to get the visitor's visa. Other than that, you're going to wait until your daughter's 21. Hopefully at that point she's a citizen and she's going to file for you.
All right, Simone. I'm a U.S. citizen. My husband lives here in the U.S. with me. How long does it take if I file for him? He overstayed his visa.
He should get a work permit in about 4 months and a green card in about 9 months if you do everything properly.
Dion says, I'm asking for a friend. We know how that goes, Dion.
Yeah, friend.
Do you travel to Jamaica to see clients?
No, but that sounds really lovely that I should.
Listen, can I go as an assistant?
We will.
But what I do is this. We do phone consultations, not only from around the United States, but around the world. I speak to people in Jamaica, in Trinidad, in Guyana, South America, Europe, Asia. We speak to people from all over the world. It's done by Skype. It's done by telephone. I don't need to see you in person to solve your problems.
But I'll take a trip.
Yes.
Fly me out all you want, though.
Listen. All right, Yvonne Stewart. What? You're married and... Okay, so what if you're married and your daughter wants to file for you? How long would that be?
If you're married and your daughter wants to file for you, your daughter has to be a citizen. It has nothing to do with your marriage. It has to do with the fact that she's your daughter, she's over 21, she's a U.S. citizen. Then she can file for you. It's about a year.
We've got Leedy who says, how can I get your help with filing for my daughter and grandson to come to the USA, Brad?
You call 1-800-529-5465. You speak to one of our client service representatives. You have a consultation with us. I tell you exactly what I'm going to do to get your kids here and your family here as quickly as we can.
Awesome. Bernard, so how long will it take for a decision to be taken on case when you're asked to bring a new medical which you submitted?
Hopefully you get a response in 120 days. If you don't, call me.
Louis says, can you file VAWA in any state apart from the state that you and your husband got married and were living in?
You file the VAWA in the state that you're living in at the present time. You don't have to file it in the state where the abuse happened. You file it in the state where you're living at the present time. Okay. So the answer is any 50 state, wherever you're living.
All right, Maureen McFarland. My mother has a visiting visa. Would they cancel her visa when we put in the paperwork?
They won't, but if she tries to enter the United States with it, there's always a possibility that they can deport her and send her home, so I wouldn't travel on it anymore.
Tanette says, I had a friend who's here with her boyfriend. The boyfriend's a green card holder. And she has her son with her here, and her son is about to turn 18 in July. The boyfriend is about to do his citizenship. Should they get married before the son turns 18 and then upgrade her status after the husband?
What boyfriend are you talking about and son?
So,
yes.
There it is.
Okay, got it now. Now I got it now. Okay. So the daughter has a son.
The girlfriend.
Girlfriend has a son who's 17.
18, yes.
Will be 18 shortly.
Yep.
Okay. The marriage has to happen before the 18th birthday. Get married now, even if the husband's not a citizen. Then that is a relationship between the husband, who now becomes the stepfather, and this child. Now the husband, who is the stepfather, still has 3 years to become a citizen to file the adjustment. If you wait until the husband becomes a citizen, the child's already over 18, can't do anything. Even now the child's 19 and 20, can't do anything. Make sure marriage, I do, da 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 da, all before. Before 18, right? Before 18, and then make sure he becomes a citizen before 21.
Okay, so this is a follow-up question from Mohammed. This was the one where his sister filed for him in 2011 from Egypt. He was single when she filed, and he wanted to know if it affects him since he's married now. So the follow-up is, well, he's living in UAE, and his wife is Egyptian, and his sister, she's the one who filed for him in 2011. So when can he get the approval?
Oh, okay. So basically, the sister filed for him. It's a 2011 priority date, and he was single. Now he got married. That has the only effect is that you get to include your wife and children under 21 on the case. You got to notify the National Visa Center. But unfortunately, you're going to be in the UAE for at least another 5, 6, 7 years before the green card becomes available. They're only in 2004, maybe even 2005 now.
We've got a lot of people asking for friends, as always. JoJo says
no one believes that
her
anymore.
Friend, no one has
you know what? I think someone has to say, I'm asking for my cousin. At least that may be believable.
Right.
All right? I'm asking for my cousin.
My third cousin, twice removed, wants to know.
But no one buys I'm asking for the friends anymore.
We've got JoJo, who says that her friend just obtained her work permit in the first week of March. How long before she's going to get a notice for her interview?
Probably another 6, 7 months.
Okay, Renee Weller. I have a green card and my husband is a citizen. Can he file for my mother and siblings?
No, you cannot file for your basically your mother-in-law. Only you can file for your mother, but only once you become a citizen.
Casey says, why can't I travel to the U.S. on my visitor's visa while I'm on file? After all, the filing takes forever.
Because you've shown a visitor's visa says I am coming to visit. And when you have filed for a green card, that application says I want to come live in America for life. Those are two different intents. One says I'm here to visit. The other one says I'm here for life. So when you come into the airport, they are going to question you at the airport. What's really your true intent? Are you using your visitor's visa to skirt the waiting times of waiting to come live in America? Are you going to overstay your time? What's your intent in your mind? What you're doing now is leaving your entire life up to somebody at an airport who may have woken up on the wrong side of the bed, who may have just been yelled at by their supervisor, who may be hungry and want to get something to eat and may be cranky. You don't know what you're getting. And when you come to the airport, your life is in their hands. If they believe that you're coming to live here, which you've already shown an intent to do, so there's a possibility that could be the case, they're going to put you in deportation and send you home, and now you're never going to get to live here. Why take that chance?
All right, Glacia Roper. Hey guys, Brad. If you have a child here and you get Medicare when you're pregnant, is that a problem when filing for your green card?
You would get Medicaid. Medicare would be for a 65-year-old woman or older, and
So
that
it's
would be some feat for a 65-year-old to give birth.
Hey,
so you're talking
you
about
never know.
right. So you're talking about Medicaid, and the answer is Medicaid is generally for your child. It's not for you, your unborn child, and then your child. So as long as it was for your unborn child and child, you should be okay. If you leave the country and try to return, they're going to say, hey, stop you at the airport, because they're going to say you can't use your visitor's visa to come live here for life. To give birth. I'm already on the live for life on the last question. I don't even know what I'm saying about. You can't use your visitor's visa to give birth. But if you come here and you do happen to get pregnant and you do happen to give birth and you get Medicaid for your unborn child, that should not prevent you from getting a green card.
Naoko, I'm sorry, I butchered that. Naoko, my dad filed for me and my children, but my daughter has unfortunately passed 21 and couldn't make it. However, when I reached Border Patrol, the agent said, "Where's your daughter?" But her name wasn't on the interview list, nor did we do a medical for her. What are we supposed to do now?
Well, this should be asked like a year or 2 years ago when you were applying for your green card. You just said, oh, she's not on the list, screw her, leave her home. I never heard of such a thing. Call me now. Hopefully she's still under 21 and we can include her, or maybe she's under the Child Status Protection Act. Every day counts. Call.
All right, O'Shane?
O'Shane.
Or Oshani?
Oshani.
Either or. Okay. Hey, Brad, can a person on a visitor's visa stay in the U.S. for 3 months, then goes on a 5-day cruise? Hey, will they be allowed back in the States? You over here traveling?
You may have an issue. They're certainly only going to let you back in for a very short period of time. Okay? People think that they can come on a visitor's visa for 3 months, go away for 5 days, and then going to come back for another 6 months. You're going to have a big problem. You may have a big problem at the airport or at the port of call, and certainly they're only going to give you a very, very short window to stay in America still.
We've got Joyeux, and that I know I said correctly.
Fancy.
Joyeux wants to know, can a European passport holder working in the U.S. with work authorization, he got the work authorization through his wife, whose case is pending asylum right now, file for a green card if he has U.S. citizen children under 21? There were a lot of parentheses in there, so tell me if that was too confusing. That was confusing.
The answer is no. You got to wait for your children to be over 21.
All right.
It was very non-confusing.
Oh, thank you, Brad.
All right. Let's do this. All right. We have about 8 minutes to go. Morris has been on hold for about 25 minutes. I feel bad for this guy.
I feel bad for
He must
Morris,
have a burning question. So let's speak to Morris, and then we're going to come back to Belgium Kim, our social media queen, Yo-Yo, our social media king, SMK.
SMK.
I
like
social
that.
media king and queen.
Freaky.
The king and queen of the problem
King
here.
and queen of social
All right,
media.
and then we're going to go really fast. We don't like to call it rapid fire anymore because we don't like gun references.
No.
Okay,
at all.
no gun references. So we got to come up with something new, but it'll be very, very fast.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, but let's do Morris quickly, and we're going to try to answer as many questions as we can in the next 10 minutes. Morris, quickly, let's go.
Hi, Brad.
Hey, how are you?
Morris from I'm good. I have two cousins that's living in South Florida at the time, and one is 22 years old, and his mom is a U.S. citizen. I'm just wondering if his mom could file for him, that he could get his paperwork.
His mom can file for him, but he's not going to get his paperwork for at least 6-7 years. Once you're over 21, it's going to take a long time.
Okay, and I have another cousin who's a special juvenile. Now he's in the process of becoming a U.S. citizen. I was wondering if there's a way that he could file for his mom.
Well, he can file for his mom if under the special juvenile, when he went to family court, they didn't show that the mother was the one who abandoned or neglected. If it was the father who abandoned and neglected, yeah, you can file for the mom. Mom wasn't mentioned. But if it was mom who was the bad parent, then the answer would be no.
Okay, the dad was a bad parent, but the mom was unable to take care of him at the time.
I would need to look at what the family court order said, and then I can tell you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, hold on one second. 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. Yo.
What?
What?
Are you unplugged from the Matrix?
I'm unplugged. I am unplugged. I like that.
Oh no!
There's nobody.
You're leaking electric fluid.
I'm unplugged. What am I supposed to do with this thing? I just became completely unplugged.
Patrice!
Is it scary?
It's very scary.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything now.
I can hear everything.
I know.
They're going crazy.
People are going,
what am I supposed to do? This only can happen on a live show.
Jilly said it's just your IFB.
Just calm down. I'm panicking. It's panic.
Jill is like, this is how you talk him off the ledge.
Panic. Talk me like, step back. Just step back.
Little woosah moment.
All right. I will not be able to hear Jilly. I can't take any more calls anyway. All right. So then because of this, I can't hear any of the calls
We've
anymore.
officially hijacked the show.
We officially hijacked the show.
This is our show now.
All right. It is now Yo-Yo and Kimmy Kim's. It's now Kimmy Kim and Yo-Yo's show.
I'm here for it.
All right.
The takeover.
All right. It's a takeover. It was sabotage.
We do have a special guest to answer all of your immigration questions.
Christy's like Brad's a mess. You're falling apart, Brad. All right. So we'll do social media questions for the last few minutes. Let's go.
Yo, have at it, sir.
All right. So, Chiazor. Don't know if I said that right. Can my dad refile for me since the first filing he did in 1999 was refused? He's over 35 and...
Yeah, as long as... Well, I don't know why it was refused, but yeah, certainly you can try to do it again and do it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Simona says, can someone who has permanent guardianship file for a child, or does that person have to adopt the child first?
No. Well, if you have permanent guardianship, it depends where's the guardianship. If the guardianship will happen in the United States, and you have a special ruling from a judge that it's not in the child's best interest to be reunited with a parent biological parent because of neglect, abuse, or something like that, then that child files on their own as a special juvenile immigrant. If you have guardianship from another country, no, you can't do it that way.
All right. Naomi says, I have a sister whose husband took the kids away from her in Africa, and her mom are willing to bring her here, I think she's saying. Bring her here to the U.S., but we're both not citizens yet. She was in our case before we came to the U.S., though.
Your sister wasn't in your case?
She says she was in our case before we came to the U.S.
Okay, so maybe the sister was under 21. Maybe somebody filed for the mom, and then the sister turned 21. Someone has to now refile again for the sister. It's not, I bring them here. It's going to take a long time. Come have a consultation with us.
Come over.
Yes.
Meet us.
Welcome. Amanda says, on USCIS's website, it says that my status is since January of 2018, says that I'm in line for my green card interview. but I've still received nothing yet. I have not yet received my work permit, and I did my fingerprints in December of 2017. Any suggestions as to what I should do?
Can you repeat that again? Because we were completely interrupted on our law offices Spar and Bernstein page, so I was just looking at that interruption. We apologize for the interruption, but we're back now. Can you repeat that again?
Refreshing, absolutely.
Yes. And we're interrupted again.
It keeps.
That's weird.
Yeah, we've been having some issues today, fam. We will definitely get them worked out. Amanda says on the USCIS website, it says that the status has been the same since January of 2018. Just saying that she's in line for a green card interview, but she's received nothing about the interview yet. She hasn't received her work permit yet, and she did her fingerprints back in December. Do you have any suggestions as to what she should do, Brad?
If she didn't get her work permit yet, that means she did something wrong, and she should call me.
All right, Ann Watson. Hi, Brad. My husband and I had our interview about 2 weeks ago. It sounds like it went well. How long do you think we'll hear from the USCIS?
Give them 90 to 120 days. If you haven't heard, call me. It's the 120-day rule. If they tell you that you're going to hear from them in 120 days or you're missing a document, send it to us and then you'll hear from us. Give them 120 days after that. That's when you start worrying.
Brando says, I've got a good marriage to a U.S. citizen wife, but unfortunately we are now getting a divorce and I'm out of status on my green card. Because I was in the middle of removing the conditions and the divorce is currently going through. I've got 2 kids that are both U.S. citizens and I'm paying child support for my kids. As a parent like me who is out of status, is there anything that I can do to apply for my residency here in the U.S.? I've been here almost 11 years. Any advice that you have would really help me out.
Unfortunately, you're just asking, how do I get a green card? And there's no process to get a green card because you're going through a divorce. There's no such thing as that. So give us a call. We're going to sit down and figure it all out for you. But I don't have the answer for you just because you're going through a divorce.
I don't have any more. Oh, I do. Oh, you guys, it's popping up out of nowhere.
They're coming.
All right, Carrie Hernandez. My husband came here without documentation when he was 15 years old. We have been married for 9 years, have 2 children. He left the country in 2010 and returned for just 4 months after leaving to visit his family. So is it true that he is ineligible to ever gain legal status?
Can you repeat that question again to me, please?
So, my husband came here without documentation when he was 15 years old. They've been married for 9 years, have 2 kids. He left the country in 2010 and returned for just 4 months after leaving to visit his family. So is it true that he's ineligible to ever gain legal status? We've spoken to one attorney and that was what they were told.
Well, he wasn't ordered deported ever. He just left the country. Okay, so he didn't leave under an order of deportation. You only have big issues when you leave under orders of deportation. Give us a call and we'll figure out his life.
Rochelle says, how long after you get married to a U.S. citizen can a green card be granted to you if you've overstayed your visiting visa?
9 to 12 months.
All right, Shani, Bay Smith, can you invite your mom from Jamaica to your wedding if you overstayed your visa?
You can invite anybody if you overstayed your visa. I mean, everyone is happy to get an invitation. But guess what? Mom's not getting a visa. Your daughter overstayed. They're not going to reward the daughter for overstaying by giving mom a visa as well. Let's do 1 or 2 more questions, and then let's get to our highlights of the day from our Brad squad.
Krista says, my husband served in the U.S. Army for 3 years. Every single time he went to ask them about Veterans Affairs, they told them that he was dead. Lo and behold, they have finally sent his
He's alive.
records.
He's finally alive.
Turns out
he's alive.
He's definitely alive, but
Right.
now he's 67 years old. What can he do to start collecting his benefits?
This is a benefits question from the VA?
From the VA. This is literally like the VA keeps saying that my husband is dead even though he's alive. What do I do?
Well, if he still's not able to, you literally sue them. Okay, you literally take them to court and say, don't F with me anymore, I got a really tough lawyer. So you can write them, you can beg them, you can plead by them, but eventually you just literally bring them to court and let a judge order that the VA do what the VA is supposed to do. Let the benefits, whatever benefits you are entitled to from the military, it should be given to you.
All right.
Last question of the day.
Woo! Casey wants to know what's the website to check on the status for filing.
USCIS.gov.
That was an easy one.
Gov, not com, because if you go to USCIS.com, they're going to take your money, and they like to make you pretend. They like to pretend that they're immigration when they're not. Just a private company taking your money. Go to USCIS.
How's that legal?
It's I don't know, but I don't like it. But it's USCIS.gov. Gov. And the highlights of the day from Brad Squad.
Highlight of the day goes to Natalie McLean, who has the best idea ever.
What?
You know how we always tell people to share?
Yes.
Natalie said, I shared and invited Kim, but it doesn't seem to be working. Seems I'm going to have to go and tell them that they're giving away free makeup, and then the live is going to be full.
Free makeup!
Free makeup to
People don't want free legal advice, so you give them free makeup.
That's a good
There it is. We don't give free legal advice anymore. It's just free makeup. Thank you, Natalie. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
I'm hungry.
Me too. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.